Shalom, shalom, yasharellam. Brother Dargabar with another lesson, an exhortation to encourage the sisters, to humble sisters in and out this truth so that they can actually play their role and actually know, right? And for the men, you know, this video is for men to hear this too, right? This is not to boast on it. This is not to manipulate anybody. This is to bring in edification, right? Another side point, women have to always realize that they are the weaker vessel, but outside the weaker vessel, women were made for men, plain and simple. We don't have to go into a dictionary. We don't have to go to 5,000 schools to understand that women was created for man, right? Yahweh Shema Shai set this up. We're here to get edified, we're here to understand, and we're here to play our role, right? Some women is going to be combative and be against certain things, and some women is going to yield. But all women in all angles need to be humble. So, Lord willing, this becomes edifying. So first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to the one true power, which is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world inwardly calls Jesus the Christ. The Rakakwadash is the Holy Spirit in the Paleo Hebrew. Double honors to the elders, a great millstone who rule well in the Spirit, teaching His word and believing His word. Lord willing, that they can continue to endure and be sincere, and a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that is scattered four corners of the earth, teaching His word and believing His word. Lord willing, the same spirit that they endure and be sincere, right? And shalom to the Aquathium that are believers of His word. Lord willing, you can continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous woman. The Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith, right? So, I don't know what I'm gonna title this, but hey, again, Lord willing, is edifying, right? So let's go to the first point. This right here, a sister had posted this on social media, and this was beautiful. So we gonna read it. It says, the Most High's judgment on Israel. Let me brighten the screen for you guys. It says, in chapter 3, Isaiah prophecies about the Most High's judgment on Israel. His judgment will be so severe that most of the men will die in war, which you can go to 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, and you can read about that. But it's a whole situation taking place, right? It says, there will be a shortage of men to marry. The women of Jerusalem who were so haughty, Isaiah 3:16 they given, will be humbled and humiliated to the point that several of them will pursue the same man to marry them. They are not even asking the man to take care of them, but only that he takes away their reproach. The reproach, the thing to be ashamed of, is being a single woman, and especially being a woman without children, right? And of course, women on this side wants to have children by the man that they with, especially the woman that's in this walk, in this truth. Now, we might be at a pivotal time where you might be like, nah, right now is not the time, things are getting worse. So that's truly understandable. But of course, in her urge, she can't wait for Yahweh Shai to come, because she's going to want to give this man kids, even though he's going to have other kids, right? But again, I'm going to read that last part. The reproach, the thing to be ashamed of, is being a single woman, and especially being a woman without children. Now that cuts women that said, I'm happy being single, or I'm an independent single woman. They love the notion of being single, but that allows them to open up their legs, right? Sirach 25, I think it's verse 12. You read in the G&T, she opened up her legs to every arrow, especially when she's single. Now she's not under authority, but that single life is the American mindset. It's okay to be single. Back then, women wanted to be under a man. And it's a beautiful scene in Spartacus where you see women was trying to entertain men so that they can have a covering. Because if not, you'll just be taken and just be tossed around and raped. But that woman being under a man, when he eat, she got food. When he get water, she got food. So on and so on, right? So let's just finish reading the last part. It says, the picture that Isaiah is painting here is of a land where most men have lost their lives and where most women have lost their honor. This is all a consequence of the Most High's judgment on Israel idolatry. Now, I'm going to get it. Going to 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter. And we're going to see the example, right? Where is it? Okay. I'm going to start at 31. This is 2nd Esdras 16 and 31. It says, even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Right? So men need to understand this now, because they got to teach it, and they got to get themselves in order to be able to lead their house in the situation. Women have to get in order to be ready to be a wife. Not no fucking girlfriend. Not let's just date. No, to be a wife. You know, we're moving to be a wife. You know, I was watching a cartoon with the kids where, you know, the old classic about Joseph. When he started going stature after the jail situation, he just gave him an Egyptian woman. And just seeing in the shows that she wasn't combative, she wasn't going against it. And it was really his status, his stature. Now on this side, women cleave to men that have stature, but he has options and she cool with it as long as he paying this and that. But a man that has a poor, you know, that's out here with a poor spirit and living a simple life serving the Lord, women feel, oh, you can't. Or if your body is not the way she prefers it, you don't have no room to talk. But the Lord don't say that in scriptures, right? The high value man is a man of the Lord, not nobody that's in this church. We talking about a man of the Lord that's actually teaching this truth, going through the prophecies, coming back to the true name of the Lord, and actually walking it and doing it daily. That's a high value man. You know, a woman is gonna want that man. A woman is gonna want that man. You know, all these other men, they're beneath the true men of the Lord. You know, hey, most of them is even beneath a man trying to walk in the Lord's purpose, you know, because you're doing something way different than them, right? And you're not better because of the flesh, you're better because of the whole volume of yourself, which is really the inner you, right? Because it's the spirit within you, and their spirit is not drawing them to please a higher power, but they please themselves. What is it? 2 Timothy 3 and 13. Yeah, I believe. Wait, no, Salaki. 2 Timothy 3 and 4, right? Where they're lovers of pleasures rather than lovers of the Most High. So we got to hear these things. Understand this now. Virgin women is most likely going to mourn, and that's really going into worldly women, right? Wives, that's a worldly woman. Your husband might get put off in a draft, or, you know, family, you not eating. You know, seeing it on the road, that it hit me, right? But those women are going to be single, and the Lord is going to move them, and they're going to gravitate to the men of the Lord. You know, that's just how it's going to be. No woman in that time is just going to stay single, especially in that terrible time. She's going to cleave to a man, right? Let me go to this other side precept before I show you this video. This is Isaiah 4:1 in the NLT. It says, in that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids, right? And they're talking about being mocked that you're single, you know, you have no husband or you have no child. You have no hedge, right? Women in that day is going to want a man, right? And before you want, oh, I want to do this and do this. But it's all about if you please, if you check all the boxes because the man is going to be the option. The man is going to have the take on selecting who he wants. Oh, nope, you don't make the cut. I don't want you. Women are going to be humble, you know, and a lot of brothers is speaking on this, not even in the truth, right? But this has to be spoken because this is about to happen. A true prophet speaks on something that's going to happen and not just only staying in a box. The Lord gave us all these scriptures. We got to teach all of them. So y'all women have to know women are going to gravitate to a man you want or the man that you already have. It doesn't matter. If you're already a wife, you already been selected. There's going to be women out here that's going to become single or that's already single, and they're going to want your husband. And guess what? That is perfectly fine. And you just going to be a strong shoulder and a strong example to show them, yo, now that you with him, this is how we got to move, sis. Emotions and feelings is supposed to be used for a purpose, a righteous purpose. But it's not supposed to bring drama or headache to that man. It's supposed to bring him peace, you know? And of course, when we went to the picture that I had, women take Isaiah 4:1 and IUIC, yeah, I said it, the Purple Rangers, they take that's the kingdom. But no woman is going to say, take away my reproach in the kingdom and having a whole glorified body. No, that's not happening. That's going to happen when this chaos comes, right? And they can't see it because they're trying to teach to please. Man is not out here to please no woman, and we not out here to please no man. We in here to reverence Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai the best we can. Marriage is fine and pleasing to the Lord. It doesn't matter how many you have. And on this side, yes, it's difficult because Jake's sister Jake, she don't want to fucking get right and play her role. Even more why brothers might date somebody out the nation, right? It is what it is. In some cases, that girl might even really be a Jake, right? But at the end of the day, this story is about men. And I'm going to just show you an example of a woman claiming something that other women don't see. And me personally, I follow elders, right? And men underneath them is following the same vibration. So I know I'm in the same vibration. And how is this elder lady I'm about to show you? She's in the same vibration. As soon as I show, a lot of y'all sisters might know her. And it be women, oh man, that girl be speaking facts. But say if it happened in your real life, you ain't accepting it. So let's just get into the video and then we'll yield.
The idea come from that's cheating. A man who has 2 women, that's not necessarily a mistress. That's just his other woman. Now we got 2 choices. We can be the woman or the other woman. We don't have but those 2. And I'm not saying that a lot of men are not just running around. I'm not talking about that. Mm-hmm. But if a woman finds out that her man has been with a woman while she's been with him for 3 or 4 or 5 years, that's a serious commitment and relationship. And if it hasn't taken anything from me, if I'm not going short of anything, and if this is what he thinks his responsibility is, then what kind of hell are you going to go through to prevent that? Since we cannot stop him, whose morals? So whose idea are you representing when you stand up for those values? Somebody else's. And it may work for them, but it doesn't work for us. It hasn't worked for anybody, really, but nobody wants to deal with the truth. Monogamy was only created because of the economics of it.
I'm going to play the video again. It's either you're going to be the woman or you're going to be the other woman. And either way, it's not bad. You know, when you put emotions and feelings, you make it bad, but it's still not bad. You know, it's not bad. Women, that's what women was created for. You know, and at the end of the day, it's a beautiful thing that the Lord put us in the state that we're in, because then we get to learn from the examples, right? So I'm gonna play the video again.
Where did that idea come from that that's cheating? A man who has two women, that's not necessarily a mistress. That's just his other woman. Now we got two choices. We can be the woman or the other woman. We don't have but those two. And I'm not saying that a lot of men are not just running around. I'm not talking about that. But if a woman finds out that her man has been with a woman while she's been with him for 3 or 4 or 5 years, that's a serious commitment and relationship. And if it hasn't taken anything from me, if I'm not going short of anything, and if this is what he thinks his responsibility is, then what kind of hell are you going to go through to prevent that? Since we cannot stop him, whose morals? So whose idea are you representing when you stand up for those values? Somebody else's. And it may work for them, but it doesn't work for us. It hasn't worked for anybody, really, but nobody wants to deal with the truth. Monogamy was only created because of the economics of it.
That was beautiful, man. So Lord willing, this is edifying, and you know, it's always humbling for men and women. Every lesson is to humble us more. Like I said, this ministry is supposed to bring you to reverence Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushai. Woman, marriage is supposed to bring you to being humble unto your husband, or being humble to get a husband, right? This whole thing is a humbling situation. You have to look at all examples and stories in the scriptures. And not every brother at moments had multiple wives, because when it's going into teaching the word, people want to see every book talking about multiple wives, and it don't work that way. But you only want that because you're in your feelings. And the Rakak Wadash is not in you. Woman was made for man. So if a man has that desire on him before a Jacob trouble happened, because he's a man, that's his logical desire. If it happens, if it don't, it don't. But in the kingdom, it will happen. It will happen, because our kingdom is going to be on the earth. We ain't never dying. You know, and the Lord allowed them women to get broken down, you know, for a period, 7 days. Then she have your child and she's unclean, either having a daughter, which is to fulfill 80 days, a son to fulfill 40 days. But you think a man is just going to be slouching? In a minute, he's going to have urges on this side, and when we get the kingdom, a man is going to have urges when you clean or when you not clean. It doesn't take away from nothing, right? And we have scriptures to understand that, you know, a man can't diminish anything, especially from his first wife, right? Food and clothes in marriage. The marriage chamber. What's the marriage chamber? Having sex, getting frisky, right? And the men of the Lord, they know. They ain't nothing but a few minutes, a half an hour, or an hour. They ain't nothing. Then she go night-night. But on this side, a lot of women is mad demanding and think they run it, but they don't, right? So I'll praise to Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushai for allowing us all to be humble with every lesson that we get. The Lord willing, the sisters can continue to grow, so that when this time do come, when Jacob trouble do come, is that you are preserved, right? Or better yet, that you are covered, that the Lord has put you under a man of the Lord, you know, because this truth, we're doing this for the elect, and you women play a role as the elect. And every woman in Israel, even ones that's going to be born in the kingdom, they will be a wife. It doesn't matter if she's going to be wife number 15, wife number 20, wife number 4, wife number 3. All women in the kingdom will be married, and it will be a happily marriage. What do they say in the story? A happily ever after. So, again, Lord willing, this is edifying. And Lord willing, you take this to heart and move in your motion and move in your lot. So with that, shalom.